introduction, a new beginning. Emma, a 15-year-old girl, moves to a new city with her family after her father gets a job transfer. Adjusting to a new place is difficult for her, as she has always been shy and anxious in unfamiliar environments. She is enrolled in Riverside High School, a prestigious institution known for its competitive students and strict teachers. On her first day, Emma quickly realizes that many students judge newcomers harshly, and some even engage in bullying. She has always feared standing out, so she comes up with a bold and unusual idea to pretend that she is blind. She believes that this deception will help her avoid unnecessary interactions, make people more empathetic toward her, and shield her from bullying. Little does she know, this decision will soon put her in a life-threatening situation, one that her act might actually help her escape. After observing the school environment, Emma realizes that students who appear weak or different are often either ignored or treated with extra care. Fearing the possibility of being bullied or struggling to fit in, she makes a bold choice. She will pretend to be blind. Emma believes that this deception will make people more empathetic toward her and reduce the pressure of making friends or proving herself academically. She studies how blind people move, use a cane, and interact with their surroundings. At home, she practices walking with her eyes closed, memorizing paths, and reacting naturally to sounds. On her second day at school, she arrives with a white cane and keeps her eyes slightly unfocused. Teachers and students immediately take notice, some showing curiosity, while others whisper among themselves. Emma has no idea that this lie will soon lead her into a life-threatening situation, one where her fake blindness may be the only thing that saves her life. Daily struggles. Pretending to be blind is far more difficult than Emma expected. Every moment at school is a test of her ability to keep up the act. Navigating the school. She memorizes hallways, counts her steps, and listens carefully to voices and sounds to avoid bumping into people or objects. Interacting with others. When students speak to her, she keeps her eyes slightly unfocused and avoids direct eye contact. She learns to react to conversations by relying on sound cues rather than facial expressions. Classroom challenges. She pretends to take notes using a voice recorder instead of writing. Teachers, feeling sympathetic, offer her extra time for assignments and exams. Lunchtime difficulties. Eating without looking directly at her food is tough. She occasionally accidentally knocks over her drink or struggles with her utensils to make her act more convincing. Some students admire her courage, while others remain suspicious. A few classmates whisper, wondering how she moves so smoothly for someone who is blind. But Emma stays calm, determined to keep up the lie, unaware that it will soon put her in real danger. Expected friendship. Despite her efforts to stay unnoticed, Emma catches the attention of Liam, a kind and observant classmate. Unlike others who either pity or avoid her, Liam goes out of his way to help her. Helping hand. Liam volunteers to guide Emma between classes, offering to carry her books and making sure she finds her seat. Genuine interest. He asks her about her experiences, unaware that she is faking blindness. Emma, feeling guilty, keeps her answers vague but appreciates his kindness. Building trust. Over time, Emma finds comfort in Liam's friendship. He defends her when other students make skeptical remarks and even helps her navigate the school more easily. Moments of suspicion. Liam sometimes notices things that don't add up, like how Emma seems to avoid obstacles a little too easily, but he brushes off his doubts, trusting her. Emma begins to feel guilty about lying to someone who genuinely cares for her. However, she can't back out now, especially when she has no idea that her secret will soon determine her survival. Suspicious observers. As days pass, some students and teachers start noticing strange inconsistencies in Emma's behavior. While most people accept her blindness without question, a few begin to suspect that something isn't right. Classmates' doubts. A group of students notices that Emma navigates too smoothly for someone who is blind. She seems to dodge objects too quickly, occasionally reacts to movements, and never truly struggles to find her seat. Teachers' concern. One of her teachers, Mrs. Carter, watches Emma closely. During a lesson, she drops a book loudly behind Emma, and for a split second, Emma flinches before correcting herself. Mrs. Carter takes note but doesn't say anything yet. The school bully's suspicion. A notorious bully, Vanessa, is unconvinced. She decides to test Emma, placing random objects in her path or waving her hands near Emma's face to see if she reacts. Emma manages to keep up the act, but Vanessa remains determined to expose her. Liam's unspoken doubt. As Emma's closest friend, Liam starts noticing inconsistencies too. He wonders how she always knows where he is, or why she sometimes turns toward sounds too accurately. Though confused, he doesn't confront her. He trusts her too much. Emma knows that if someone proves she is lying, it could ruin her life at school. But before anyone can expose her, she stumbles into a terrifying situation, one where pretending to be blind might be the only thing that can save her. One evening, after staying late at school for a project, Emma begins her walk home alone. She follows her usual routine, tapping her white cane and acting as if she can't see. But as she passes a quiet alley, she overhears a group of men talking in hushed voices. Curious but cautious, she slows down and listens. The men are discussing a kidnapping plan. They mention targeting someone from her school, someone wealthy and easy to catch. Emma's heart pounds as she realizes they might be talking about a fellow student. The sudden silence. One of the men notices her standing nearby. Wait, that girl? Is she listening to us? He mutters. The group turns toward Emma. Her only option. Emma remains perfectly still, keeping her eyes unfocused and her expression neutral. She knows that if she reacts, they'll know she can see them. Instead, she taps her cane and takes a cautious step forward, acting as if she's unaware of their presence. The men hesitate. One of them chuckles. Relax, she's blind, he says. She didn't see anything. Another man adds, yeah, she can't even describe us to the cops. Escaping the scene. Pretending to be confused, Emma mutters, excuse me, is someone there? The men exchange glances, then laugh. Just keep walking, kid. Emma continues moving, heart racing, pretending she doesn't know they're watching her. Once she's far enough away, she realizes the truth. Her fake blindness just saved her life. But now she has a terrifying dilemma. How can she report the crime without revealing her secret? Cost 7, moment of decision. Emma's heart pounds as she hurries away from the alley. She knows that if she tells anyone what she heard, she'll have to explain how she heard but didn't see the criminals without revealing her secret. She considers her options. Tell the police? If she reports the crime, they'll ask how she knows about the kidnapping plan. If she slips up, she risks exposing her lie. Confide in Liam? Liam is her closest friend and might believe her, but what if he starts questioning everything about her supposed blindness? Stay silent? Ignoring what she heard would keep her secret safe, but it could also mean someone from her school gets kidnapped. Emma realizes she has no choice. She must warn someone, but she has to do it carefully. She takes a deep breath and makes a life-changing decision that will determine both her safety and the fate of the potential victim. The role perfectly. Emma knows she has to act carefully to protect herself while still finding a way to stop the kidnapping. She decides to use her fake blindness as an advantage. Reporting the crime anonymously, she finds a payphone and calls the police, disguising her voice. She tells them she overheard a group of men planning a kidnapping near the alley. She avoids giving too many details to prevent suspicion, maintaining her act at school. The next day, Emma acts normal, pretending she knows nothing. She listens closely to any news about the police investigation while making sure no one suspects she was the one who reported it. Avoiding the criminal's suspicion. If the kidnappers see her again, they might wonder if she was the one who exposed them. Emma keeps her routine unchanged, continuing to use her cane and acting unaware of her surroundings. Liam's growing concern. Liam notices that Emma seems more nervous than usual. He asks if something is wrong, but she brushes it off. However, Liam senses that Emma is hiding something big. Emma feels relieved that she took action, but deep down, she knows the danger isn't over yet. If the criminals find out she was the one who reported them, or if someone discovers her secret, her life could be at risk. Emma's worst fear comes true when the criminals realize someone tipped off the police. Suspicious and desperate, they return to the school area looking for anyone who might have overheard them that night. A dangerous encounter. While walking home, Emma senses someone following her. She keeps her act up, tapping her cane and pretending not to notice. Suddenly, a rough voice calls out, "Hey, blind girl! You were near the alley that night, weren't you?" Staying in character. Emma's heart pounds, but she remains calm. "I don't know what you're talking about," she says, keeping her eyes unfocused. "I just take the same route home every day." The test. One of the men waves his hand in front of her face. Emma doesn't react. Another drops a small object near her feet. She carefully steps forward without looking down, making it seem like she didn't notice. A sudden rescue. Just as the men exchange uncertain glances, a voice calls out. He had been watching from a distance, worried about Emma's recent nervousness. Seeing the men surrounding her, he rushes over. "Emma, there you are! Let's go! Your mom is waiting!" The men retreat. Seeing Liam, the criminals hesitate. If Emma really is blind, she's useless to them. "Forget it," one of them mutters, and they walk away. As soon as they're safe, Liam demands to know the truth. Emma realizes she can't keep lying anymore. She has to confess everything. After Liam saves her from the criminals, Emma knows she can't keep lying anymore. She takes a deep breath and finally confesses everything. Liam's shock. At first, Liam is stunned. "You mean you're not blind?" he asks, struggling to process it. Emma nods, guilt written all over her face. Explaining her reasons. She tells him how she pretended to be blind to avoid bullying and unwanted attention. But she never expected it to put her in real danger or to actually save her life. Liam's reaction. He is hurt that she lied, but he also realizes how scared she must have been. "I don't agree with what you did, but I understand why you did it," he says. Bringing the criminals to justice. Now that Liam knows the truth, they work together to give the police detailed descriptions of the kidnappers, leading to their arrest. The school's response. Emma's secret is eventually exposed to her classmates. Some feel betrayed, while others admire her bravery. Though she faces some backlash, she finally embraces her true self without needing to hide behind a lie. In the end, Emma learns an important lesson. Honesty and courage are more powerful than any deception. And despite everything, she still has a true friend in Liam, who stood by her when it mattered most.